Happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome to Hollywood Bets Gravel. They're on the poly today, and we've got 8 races on the card. Daryl Marie's away, and Darren Burrows on the line with us again to talk about this card. The start of the first race, Darren. I see a handicap at the 67 level. Not an easy race by what the market indicates as they bet 5-2 the field. Although you've whispered there might be something going on here that you like.
Clyde, I like this horse Grey Ocean from the Gavin Van Sale stable. Keegan DeMello gets the ride. Last time out from a deep draw, dropped out of it and ran on late. He was 3 wide around the bend. He has won over the 1,000, and I believe the drop in trip's going to be ideal. He can track a horse like Adiena. She's very speedy. She's going to go to the front, and I'm hoping that he's just sitting 2-3 lengths off her and pounces at the right time because he's racing off a winning mark.
Okay, well, at that level, you want to find a 5-1 shot, and Darren has done that in the form of number 4, Grey Ocean. All right, well, race 1, the first of 8 races today. We're starting with Grey Ocean. 5 times our money, well, we hope anyway, come race time. Race 2 on the card. It's a maiden race, but it's a handicap, so that's very important to note, maiden handicaps, and try and identify some perhaps value that you've got to study the card so much more intensely, Darren, which I would imagine you've done in this race. What do you like?
Could be tricky, Clyde. My first choice is Saka Gold. Now, he was disappointing in his penultimate start. That was a maiden qualified race where he ran second to Don't Linger. He was odds on that day. Last time out, good effort. I think the drop in trip's going to be ideal. So I'm going to lean towards Saka Gold. I hope he's good enough for the PA over horses like Moon Harvest, Rafiki, Roy's July, Magic, and Tiger in Red. So 5 to beat 3, 4, 6, and 8.
Okay, yeah, it does look quite a tough race, but let's take a look at what we're going to do then. Race number 2 on the card. It is the start of the place accumulator, and Darren, as you heard him say, he's hoping that Saka Gold's good enough, and we can start there. And there's a banker at the back as well. They're the numbers for today's place accumulator. Pick 6 time now at Hollywood Bets Gravel. On the poly, Daryl Marie's away. Darren Burrows on the line with us, who's been in very good form, and talk about the first leg of the pick 6, whether or not the Mowing stable, who enjoy raiding KwaZulu-Natal, if they're good enough to win here, Darren.
She's definitely one to include. Last time out with the blinkers, tongue tie, that was over 1,000 meters, and she showed that good improvement. So she is back up to 12, but she's going to have the run of the race from a one draw. The danger will be Country Kildare. I thought last time out a very good effort. That form line is standing up nicely behind Rock and Roll Girl. Others to include Miss and Rowan's Dream, I threw into the pick 6 as she's been racing over a lot further. If you look 4 runs back, she ran 7th in an 18-horse field behind Queen of Smoke, and that could be good enough to feature here.
Okay, so time for charity favourite, but by no means race over. So let's have a look at the pick 6, race number 3 then. And in this particular leg, Darren gone with 4 runners here. And you'll notice there are quite a few. And we're depending on the one at the back today or on Wednesday, the last race. That's our banker, number 5, Shell Seeker. On to race number 4, Jackpot Time. It's an 86 handicap, and there are a number of horses in here. I thought that I got to have chances. That horse, Beechamwood Boy, is top of the boards at 7-2, was on Tuesday anyway, and Black White Dynamite, one of the joint favourites. But I suppose this market can change at any time, Darren.
It can, but Beechamwood Boy now, he got gulded 2 runs back, and he's shown the necessary improvement. He beat just a guy thing in his penultimate start, and he's better off at the weights. So having his peak run, 3rd run after rest, Beechamwood Boy the horse to beat. I would include just a guy thing. I would include Black White Dynamite. He's a poly specialist. And then Ashford Castle returning after a long layoff, and in the computer form it does say he'll need the run.
All right, it's a smaller field, but as you've mentioned, there are a few in here that can win. So let's put that up. Race 4. What's the deal? We're going to take jackpots as we have done in the Pick Six. We've got the whole field, yeah, and we're hoping for a result on this jackpot. Get some return, double our money. Race number 5. This is a maiden plate now, no handicaps or anything like that. So the traditional maiden plate as you know it, and it's run over 1,700 meters here on the Poly. From a market perspective, just to give you an idea what they were doing on Tuesday, Darren, number 2, Ultimate Jewel, was top of the boards at 2-1. If you're not aware, number 8, Uncle Lucky, has been taken out. That's now scratched. Ultimate Jewel, top of the boards in this maiden class field, but closely followed by number 7, His Master's Voice, who's the second choice with time of recording at 5-2, Darren.
Well, those are my first two choices. I'm not strong on anything here. Ultimate Jewel, he ran second over the 18 last time out. He was beaten by Zacko, who won really impressively. They did pull well clear. His Master's Voice. Now, this horse is open to improvement. In September the 2nd, under the lights that night, he ran a cracking second behind Unique Power, and he was only beaten a short head. And last time out, probably needed the run. So he's open to improvement. So I'm not going to split numbers 2 and 7. I played a little bit wider in the exotics.
Yeah, I don't blame you because the form hasn't held up on either, to be honest. I don't think there have been too many winners from the particular form lines, those that have run so far. So maybe an open race. All right, well, let's get into the exotics. So what we're going to do here, we're taking a second jackpot opportunity. And you'll know that we do like the one in the last race by now, that or Shell Seeker. We're taking our chances, and depending on that today, this is your jackpot. On to race number 6 now. Let's have a look at what the sixth race has got to offer here out at Hollywood Bets Gravel. We're on the Poly. It's a handicap 69 level and fillies and mares. So from that perspective, Darren, when you look at it from the outside in, open, anything can win. 33-10 on Tuesday about number 5, Green Dream. 3, Royal Kitty. For Alison Wright and Keegan DeMello, that combination is a formidable one, as you know. 7-2 second choice, and then 6s or 7s and better about the rest.
Yes, Clyde, a horse like Green Dream, she moved up like a winner last time out and then just got outrun by the lightweight Royal Kitty. Now she meets Royal Kitty once again, 3.5 kilos better off for half a length beating. So surely Green has her measure. She will be my first choice. I've got respect for Forged in Ice, Gin and Tonic, as well as Royal Kitty.
Okay, even horse like Gin and Tonic got to have a chance here. That's trading at 8 or 10-1 from the Mowing stable, and perhaps that's why they're there. Let's have a look at what we're going to do then in this race. It's an opportunity to have a go at some sort of pick 3 that Darren's put together, as you can see. And again, it all relies on the one and the last. Right, the 7th race, the penultimate on the card. Let's have a look at what the race has got to offer. And Mvulazana is the 33-10 favourite. Second choice, number 3, Zinikile at 7-2. And number 7, Maria Carolina, is trading at 7-2. This all on Tuesday, of course. 5-1 and better about the others. Tough race, unfortunately, to say, to the extent that Darren, I guess you're going to have to go as many as you can.
Well, I narrowed the race down to 3 or 4 runners. Volazana, now she's a big chestnut with a lovely action, and she tries the mile now, and I'm hoping that she sees it out, and I'm hoping that she goes handy because I want her to use that action, and she could be hard to beat, but it all depends if she enjoys the mile or not. Maria Carolina, she looks well handicapped with a 2.5 kilo claim. She's yet to win on the Poly, but this isn't a strong field. Lady Macbeth with Keegan DeMello on. Last time out, absolutely took off for 4th. Let's see how she goes.
Okay, so perhaps Mvulazana the right one. The only thing is the Lady Serena form hasn't really held up too well yet. Maybe, well, look, only 50% of them have run first, straight out of that line. Maybe it's too early. I don't know. But let's see what happens. Okay, let's put up the penultimate on the card. And in this case, Darren has decided to take some swingers here. And we'll go with both of those. eighth and final. Thank you for watching Wager to Win. Those that have been all day will know that we are depending on the sort of Shell Seeker to win. And Darren, when you assess the form, I'm just having a look at that last start. The form not too bad at all. That horse Reefway was just a length ahead of Shell Seeker. And we know how good. I think Reefway is quite a decent sort. But then further down, I see there have been quite a few horses that have come out and run decent races. In particular, Shaken Not Stirred came out and won from there.
Yes, Clyde, and if you go back to her penultimate start, her only try over the mile, she ran third to Raspberry Beret. We've seen 4 winners and 3 direct winners out of that race. This filly came to the course with a reputation. She won first time out. She had a big injury, and it's taken time for this filly to get her confidence back, and she's starting to find consistency in her form. She's rating off her winning mark. I just feel this field isn't strong, and I think she can get her confidence back and finally win another race. And Keegan de Mello is a bonus.
Okay, well, let's hope that is the case. We'll have a look. This is our last one on the card, as you know, and that's our play. We're on Shell Seeker, one way or the other.